Hello families of room 253, salam alaikum. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend, staying warm with their families. Here's some information for the upcoming week. First of all, thank you to those of you who came in for the three-way conferences. I was so impressed at your children and how they were able to reflect on what they were learning, how they were learning, and really honestly set some goals for progress for the future. I'd also like to thank you. You guys were amazing participants in that. For listening to your children, sharing your perspective, encouraging them. It was a really wonderful few evenings. If you have any feedback about the process or the structure that we use, please send me an email. This is the first time that I've used the Stars and Wishes structure, and I think it went really well, but I'd also love to hear how you thought it went. And of course, I'll be asking the students as well. Secondly, thank you to those of you who filled out my report card. I really enjoyed reading through the comments, and it gave me a lot to think about and a lot to reflect on, and some definite areas for growth as I continue to support your children for the rest of grade 4. I just wanted to let you know three major pieces of feedback, what they meant to me, and also what I'm planning to do about them. So first of all, there was some suggestions to do a better job sharing what we're learning in class. So thank you for that. I've reflected on that and I've taken some action by adding a new section to our blog called What We're Learning. And I strive to, anytime we start a new unit, whether it's math, unit of inquiry, reading, or writing, put together a pretty comprehensive post about what we're learning, why we're learning it, how that learning is going to be measured, an approximate amount of time of the unit, and sharing that with you, the family. So thank you for that feedback. The second piece of feedback that I've been reflecting on was some feedback saying that there needs to be more communication about the progress your children are making along the way, not just at the end of the unit. So we do a lot of midway check-ins partway through the unit where the students reflect on how far they've come and what they have left to learn. And we have conferences, teacher to student, about some learning goals, but I was definitely missing the piece of having them share that with you. So we're going to start this upcoming round of learning check-ins where I think what we're going to try is having the students take a picture of their learning check-in rubric and email it to directly the parents, because I need to keep the original copy because we often use it for the summative as well. But I think it'll be a great way to keep you in the loop so you can see where your child is at that midway point and also what their plan is for continuing to learn. And thirdly, there was some suggestions to have a little bit more depth to the learning and not just kind of superficially looking at the concepts and the topic. So I've been reflecting on that a lot and making some changes to both the way I present lessons and not trying to cover as much content on the surface, but maybe slowing down and taking some time to study some concepts and some topics a little bit more in depth. This piece of feedback has also impacted the way I interact with students when they talk to me about their learning and the motivation that I try to get them to take their learning a little deeper as well. So those are my three big areas of growth and the action that I've already taken or plan to take. So thank you very much for helping me grow as a teacher. Thirdly, exciting, we have a huge bulletin board outside of our classroom and we are turning it into a little bit of a landform gallery. So in our current unit of inquiry, we're studying how the world works, and one of the things we're looking at are the different landforms on Earth. In order to help the students get more of a personal connection to that, I've asked them to try to find some pictures where they've either seen or been to different types of landforms. Down, if you scroll through the blog, there's an image that has a whole wide range of different landforms. So please take a look at those and maybe help your child scroll through some family photos. And if there are any photos where those landforms are in the background or were part of your vacation or part of your home country, we would love to add those to our bulletin board. You're welcome to print them out yourself and have your child bring them in, or you're welcome to email the photos to me and I can print them out and we can add them to the bulletin board. So I'm very excited to see our bulletin board grow, and in the process of doing that, help the students more personally connect with the idea that landforms are all around us in all the countries, in the places that we visit. So I think it'll be a pretty cool project. Last but not least, we are about halfway through that unit of inquiry about how the world works. So it is time for a learning check-in. At the beginning of the unit, the students tuned in to what they already knew about the form of the features of the earth and the forces that cause those features to change and how humans adapt to them. So now it's time to kind of check in, now that some learning has happened, to see how students have been progressing and set some goals for how to take themselves where they need to be by the end of the unit. As I mentioned before, this is the first time that we'll be sharing this progress update with you, so you can look forward to that. And I'm really excited to see what the students have learned so far and help them set some goals to dive a little deeper into how our world works. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as usual, please send me an email or give me a call. I'm always happy to continue to talk with the families of Room 253. You guys have been wonderful so far, and I think we have a great partnership in supporting your children. Enjoy your weekend. Stay warm. Masalama.